What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. So we're about to drag our kayak into the creek over there. Gonna go ahead and hop into it because I'm super excited to do this. We have kinda iffy weather today. Earlier, about 30 minutes ago, it looked like it was gonna rain. Now it's starting to look pretty clear and sunny. I mean, it's Alabama for you. We have a couple of new baits. I was walking out of the house and then got these. So these are the new little Driftwalker 90s. I'm pretty sure these are saltwater models because it looks like they have saltwater treble hooks on them, but this bone one looks really good, and then this one's like a little natural. So these literally showed up at the door as we were walking out of the door, so we're gonna try to throw these today and try to catch a couple fish on them. This isn't like the basis of this video. We're gonna go fishing. We have a Chopo tied on, we have our micro combo, then also we have a little like Ned rig jig thing that I'm super excited to throw because last time we were in this creek we weighted it and we saw a whole bunch of really good fish, like good sized big fish. And this little jig is a little bit bigger presentation, but also like not a full size jig. So I feel like that really could be like a little lure hack. I'm not even sure where this came from. Like I found it in my tackle box. They were still in the pack. I don't know when I bought it, if I found them somewhere or like how they came into my acquisition or acquirement or how I acquired them. But yeah, we're gonna drag this kayak down here. We had this sidekick on it, but the first time it was my fault. I only put in one of the screws on each side because I couldn't find the other ones, and just blonde moment on my end. So I kind of messed up this rail system right here. But when I put in the second screw, the little T-bolt actually pulled through the track on that. So, or the gear track. So that's that. We're gonna go launch it. These kayaks are good to drag. I mean, especially dragging on like dirt like this, you're not gonna hurt it. I just, you know, I don't like scratching the bottoms of my kayaks up. I just feel like that's just a crime. Like it just doesn't feel good mentally doing that. You know what we are gonna do, just in case, we're gonna take our camera off of that, just so we don't, just in case, you know, it gets a little wicked on the way down here, we don't lose the camera, because that wouldn't be good. Man, I don't think I've caught any fish on topwater out of this creek, so I'm pretty excited to be able to throw a little topwater lure and try that out. All right, so when I got down here, there was already a truck down here. I'm not sure how long they've been down here, but I'd imagine probably not for too long, because it's like 8 or 9, 10 o'clock this morning. So let's see about the water temp. Ooh, water is cold. Come on, Mr. Kayak. Get on in the water with me. All right, so we are here. I really want to start off, throwing the Chopo. I haven't really caught too many fish. I feel like I haven't caught enough fish on the Chopo in the creek. Ooh, we need to put some more line on this reel. We're all the way to the back, and I feel like this is more of like a crappie lure on a day where they're a little finicky. Oh, had a bite. Dude, we are flying down this creek. Like, this current's a lot faster than I thought it was gonna be. We had 3 bass looking at it too. That's a pretty good one over there. There we go. There's our first bass. Let's go. Hey, not a bad one either. We'll take it. We'll take it. Took us a minute to get on the first one. A little bit longer than we'd like. Let's see. Been out here for 40 minutes. Not too bad. Just gonna... We're just high sticking him, asking to break a rod. Oh, that's a largemouth. Hey. That's a nice little largemouth. Yeah, definitely a largemouth. You can tell the difference because the spots have a little rough patch on their tongue. I will take it. That's our first largemouth ever out of here. Thick and healthy. Kind of shaped the same way as the spot. Huh, cool. We're gonna get on a big one today. I'm calling it, guys. We are going to get on a big one. Look, he's right there. This would be cool. Like, this would probably be a pretty good place to fish for like a honey hole kayak tournament, just because a lot of the spots, like if you fish probably 5-6 miles of this river, you probably get into some pretty good spotted bass. So we might try the spot out for a little tournament one day. All right, I said I was gonna catch one and then switch lures because I want to make it to those drift walkers today, but I also want to catch some fish. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna maybe try to catch 1 or 2 more on this, and then we're gonna switch over to the Chapo, because the Chapo is gonna be cool because we can fish over all of the brush pile. Oh, there are some bites. We got them. I don't know if that's a fish or are we hung? Oh yeah, we were hung. We had bites, or maybe we just landed right on top of a log perfectly. Who knows? But that fish came right out of that little brush pile over there. Actually, speaking of little brush piles, we're gonna get another cast at it. All right. All right, so far on this Chapo, we've had a lot of followers. We've got a lot of fish to come in. So I really think that drift walker might be money, just because that walking action of it and not like a consistent retrieve will probably get a few of the fish a little bit more fired up, ready to eat. Oh, there's a good one right there. I'm excited for this because spooks were always like a lure that I was always excited to throw, but you know, felt like just a for sure big fish catcher. Like if you're going to go catch a big fish, I'm tying on a spook type of deal. Back in the day when I first started fishing. Also, I fished a creek one time like with some buddies on some little cheap kayaks, and I found like a huge saltwater spook in the creek. So that just really kind of, I took it. I didn't catch anything on it the rest of the day, but it just kind of put me in the mindset of like, if somebody's throwing this, there's probably fish in here that can eat this, you know. Ooh, oh, one had it. One came over and got it. We have had one bite on this already. I really do feel like if we were fishing just like a Ned rig and flipping it up into kind of shadows and whatnot like we normally do, we probably could be at a couple more fish by now. But I really want to try to switch it up and do something a little bit different. I think it'd be cool to get on some creek fish. We're gonna paddle creek fish on Topwater. We're trying to get on some creek fish. Paddle on up a little bit. Then once I get up there, hopefully the water will open up a little bit more. And then we are gonna Topwater fish a little bit more up in front of us. Ooh, good eat on the drift walker. First one, baby. Let's go. Look at that, he ate it so good. He's not going nowhere. Look at that. Oh yeah, we're gonna keep him up there because those treble hooks, you know, they're treble hooks and they'll treble hook you. Boom. First one of that new drift walker. 90 size. Awesome. See ya. Peace. That one bled on us a little bit. Honestly, it took me a minute to kind of figure out my cadence because I was trying to stand up and fish it, but it seems like I can walk it the best when I'm sitting down parallel with the lure and, you know, rod right at the edge of the water and just twitching the rod. And I mean, I was getting a whole bunch of bites and a whole bunch of them were coming over and looking at it, but I just wasn't hooking up. But I really think it was because my cadence was kind of inconsistent. I had a whole bunch of followers too. This thing probably kill in a pond as well. Whew, I had zoned out there for a minute. I was in the zone. I was thinking it got pretty shallow there for a minute too, so there really wasn't too much fishable water, especially with this little Topwater. I mean, like we didn't really even have enough room in the water to work it. We had to walk for a little good, which we probably could have caught a couple on the Ned rig, but it just wasn't. Ooh, I couldn't do that again if I tried. Just wasn't really prime walking bait condition, excuse me. All right, let's see if maybe there's one over there. there we go. Got another one. Haha, bass, yes sir. Hey, one thing I really do love about today so far is we're 3 for 3 all bass. Got him. It's creek fish number 3. We got 2 on the drift walker and 1 on the Ned rig. I really am enjoying that drift walker. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's just nice to watch scurry across the top of the water. I think we're gonna cut this one off and then tie on that other color also. I know I said this wasn't gonna become a drift walker video because that originally wasn't the plan. The plan coming out here at first was to pretty much throw everything except for that hot crawl. The lure that I know that works, that's one beige flag that I have, is when I find a lure that works, I'll fish it a lot. But then some days, like, you know, you just leave the house and you're like, I want to see if they'll eat this. And I'm pretty sure all fishermen are like that, especially, you know, like you have a couple of good days, you're like, all right, I know they'll eat this. Like, let's try to expand a little bit. I feel like that's how you learn as an angler. So trying to switch it up a little bit today. You know, all creek fish will eat topwater, but I feel like a popper is kind of the easiest way to go. You know, you pretty much can guarantee fish with a popper, but the more you start to size up, the more kind of seems like the fish might be like a little bit more hesitant, especially in this creek right here. We've caught a couple of big ones, we've seen a few big ones, but we really haven't hooked too many or seen too many just like true giant bass. When I say giant, I mean like, you know, you're looking in the water and you can guarantee that it's a 3 or 4 pounder. There was something came up and swirled on it a little bit. Nothing too crazy, it didn't look like. I can barely see it. Oh, we got a follower, there it is. Let's go. Oh, it looks a lot bigger than what I thought it was. Oh no, it's just shallow over there. Oh, he is big. We just belly hooked him. Hey, I think that's actually a good one. I still can't tell because he's coming in sideways. Oh, not bad, not bad. Look how pretty that fish is. Look how wide he is underneath. All right, there we go, number 4. I'm telling you, on those drift walkers, they're so much fun just because they're so aggressive. We're gonna try to put you kind of over there so you can, yeah. Oh, it's crazy seeing them in this shallow water like this and how well they can navigate. Because I mean, I threw them in the deeper part, which right there is probably about 6 inches, but he was swimming in 2 inches and just gliding right along, like back not popping out of the water or anything. Just crazy to see how well they can navigate. And like we come in here and then we're kind of slipping and sliding all over the rocks and everything. All right, so next fish we need to, for our next cast, we need to walk down a little bit because it gets a little shallow right in here. We don't want to drag them across these rocks like that if we don't. Not the craziest bass in the world, but he came up and ate the drift walker. It's always a good sign whenever you're throwing a lure and you're catching these and then you're catching ones bigger than this too. Like when they just catch everything, especially in these little creeks like this, it's a great sign. We're gonna go ahead and get an amazing release on this big guy. See ya. Awesome. I set up right here to take a thumbnail picture and caught 2 out of this little spot. It's crazy how I probably spent 10-15 minutes taking the thumbnail picture and caught 1 fish, and then like 5 minutes later after I took my picture, caught another fish out of the same little spot. All right, little midday update for y'all. Everything's going good. We've caught, what, 4 or 5 fish now. Nothing too crazy. We've seen a couple of good ones, but we probably haven't even made it to our halfway point yet, and we've been out here for 2 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and probably start booking it a little bit because it looks like it's about to storm and don't want to be caught out on the creek in a thunderstorm. I don't know if that was like people doing construction or that was thunder kind of was talking during. So yeah, it don't look too bad, but I mean, you know, especially in Alabama, it could look like this and then literally 30 seconds later it could be hailing and tornadoes and thunderstorms. So we're gonna probably hustle a little bit to try to make it to at least closer to the takeout point. Since we're halfway, it'd be easier just to go on down anyway. Also, we got hung up down there, so we got to go get that undone. So stay tuned. We're gonna catch some. We're gonna catch a whole bunch more on that little drift walk. I'm really enjoying it. Also, I want to tie on the other color of it and just see if that makes any bit of a difference. It's a little bit more natural, so we'll see. Y'all stay tuned. Hope y'all are enjoying so far. In this little stretch, it's weird because this creek goes from pretty rocky to kind of mucky bottom to rocky to mucky, and you can definitely tell the difference. Oh, there we go. Oh, he got off. No, he didn't. He didn't even fight. Hey, now he wants to fight. Okay, now you can fight in the water. You're not gonna fight me on the kayak, dog. If you splash my camera, I'm gonna take you home and you're gonna be a catch, clean, and cook. It's such a beautiful bass. Yeah, that's two things I need, is like another rod holder or a better rod holder, or actually just a rod holder in general. I need one of those, and also a paddle holder. Gotcha. All right, man. Chill out, dog. Look, the quicker you stop, the quicker you go back, man. You good? Oh, there's another one. Aha! Good old Alabama spotted bass, baby. See you. That was a weird bite because he hit it and I saw him hit it and then he just like went limp. But also I feel like sometimes when you foul hook them like that, once they come up out of the water, that's when they go crazy. Normally kind of in the water, you know, either they feel really big or they don't really fight too hard. Oh, it's starting to rain a little bit. Yeah. Oh well, there's no point in like really trying to hustle, because it's gonna get, the faster you run, the more wet you get. No, our line's wrapped around our hook. Dude, I saw him come over and eat it. And like my whole thing just disappeared. My whole little jig I have just disappeared. Like I saw him swim over to it, eat it, and like jig just gone. That's why I love this creek fishing deal, just because you literally watch these fish eat your lure. And then they do it so aggressively too. Like he was like, oh yeah, free meal. Is that a largemouth or a spot? I think that's a largemouth. Second largemouth of the day. Seems like the jig's catching a largemouth, Topwater's catching spots. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. I think that's a good one. Oh yeah, that is a good one. Oh, we need the net. Dude, that is such a good one. Oh yeah, that is the biggest one out of this creek I've ever caught. Well shoot, how about that? All right, whatever scale. It said 0.2 kilograms, but also I didn't zero it before. Dude, look at that one. Let's go. Well, that was pretty cool. We got tucked up over here against this log. Hopefully we can make it through over here without having to get out and do too much paddling. Man, that was such a good fish. I really do feel like this drift walker just has a lot of potential to do that and catch a lot of those fish, and then potentially catch them consistently if you can, you know, get into them. And then if I can make the right cast, I feel like I can really catch a whole bunch of those like that size and up. I don't think that's the biggest fish I've ever caught at this creek, but it's definitely up there. The first couple of times I came out here, I caught one while I was just, I think I was wading the first time I came out here, and caught one that was probably about double that size. It was definitely a good 2-3 pounder. Spotted bass out of the creek. But it's an Alabama special. I've been really trying to make sure that I take advantage of having these spots here, because I know I'm probably not going to live in Alabama my whole life, and it's our state fish. I feel like I should really, you know, take advantage of it while I have them. I feel like it's kind of one of those things, like if you live in Miami, you got to enjoy the peacock bass fishing while you're there, because like it's literally a one-of-a-kind thing that you cannot find anywhere else in the United States, except for, I think they're in Hawaii, I'm pretty sure. Oh, there we go. I keep making too long of casts. Like I need to start making a point just to cast into the front of a puddle and then cast into the back, because I feel like when I make that long cast, like just spook every fish out from that little spot right there. Dude, this thing is so money. So money. Let's go. Dude, you are livid. Chill. Chill. Hey, there he goes. All right. See you later. Oh, this is such a good spot we're missing right here. Such a good spot. There's definitely one hanging out here. All right, we're gonna try not to make as far of a cast, but sometimes I feel like those far casts are what get you bit too. Ooh, that was a big one, dude. That is a good fish. Dude, that's a good fish. I guess that's why you make the far cast, because you catch big ones. Dude, this is such a big fish. This is definitely bigger than the other one. Oh, no, he's not. Don't. He was about to do it. Dude, that was such a good blow up on that drift walker. No need to pull out the micro combo when you're catching them like that. Ooh, look at that one. That is such a good one. That's good fish number 2, big fish. Really good creek fish. I think especially for if we're fishing behind somebody too. Just switching it up. Dude, that was such a good blow up. Such a good blow up. That's worth the far cast. Every time I make a far cast and I catch a fish, I don't know. I always feel a little conflicted by it, because I feel like, all right, I probably passed up on like 2 or 3 more potential fish that now I've spooked out of the area. But also, sometimes I feel like you'll spook the big fish before you spook the little fish, if that makes sense. So the last 2 long casts that I've made, I've hooked up on the bigger fish, I feel like. So it's kind of one of those, you know, are you trying to go for the numbers, or are you trying to really go for size? If you're going for size, I feel like your chances of hooking up on a bigger fish are a lot higher if you make that long cast to where they don't even know, like they don't even suspect that it's not natural. Man, I cannot wait to take this little thing to a pond. And the crazy thing is, I left the house this morning, no idea that this was coming, like no idea at all. Open the box, see it, like, that'd probably work in the creek. Tie it on, try it, and boom, like probably, you know, 10 pounds of spotted bass later, we're on a roll with this little thing. And then this thing in some of the ponds that I fish, ooh, dog, I'm telling you, give it a couple weeks, probably like wait till like midsummer, probably 2nd week of June, let them like really start eating topwater good. It's going to be scary how many fish we'll catch on this thing. Ooh, oh my God, that was such a big one. Come on, come back. That was such a good blow up. Look, got him. I don't know that, there's no way that's the same one. Oh, that's not a bad one, that's a little largemouth. Come here. It's so crazy catching like largemouth and then spots. Like they're cohabitating in this little creek. Chill, Mr. Largemouth. Chill. Awesome. Another decent one. Nothing too crazy, but good fish. There we go. Hey, did I loosen my drag that much? Hey, let's go. Oh, that's not a bad one either. It's not a bad one. We'll take it. That drift walker 90, baby. Look at that. Boom. Boom. Check it out. Dude, they're all so thick and healthy in here. Like, they're so much fun. Guys, this is another thing that I really recommend you do. There's some big carp and a catfish swimming with them right there. Another thing I recommend is, one, definitely get you a micro combo. Try that out, because you can do that anywhere. You can do that in the creek. You can do that in your favorite pond. You can do it in your least favorite pond and probably finally catch a fish. And then next thing that I'd recommend is getting in a creek and just fishing a creek. Like, find you a mile stretch of it and just go wade it, do something, figure out a way to get on it. Boom. That is fish number, I don't even know. I'd say maybe about 10 or so today. All pretty good ones, all pretty healthy ones, super thick. All of them have like super thick tails. You're not really catching any. They're like paper thin, because this creek is loaded with fish and loaded with bait. Awesome. What are we gonna throw next in this creek? Do we just throw the next color of the drift walker? Also, we have some rock up here in front of us, and the rock fishing earlier was pretty good. So I might try to fish around some of this rock as well up here. Oh, he's on it, he's on it. There he goes. Come here. Awesome. Dude, they look so big when they come up and wake behind it. It's so crazy. It's just crazy seeing the size of fish that you're catching out of here. I'll be the first to tell you, this is not the biggest bass in the world, but when you see them wake behind your little topwater lure like that, I mean, they all look like 3 and 4 pounders and feel like 3 and 4 pounders. And then going with the current over here too, like this is just, there's definitely a new passion. I definitely put this as the theme for my channel in 2023 is like exploring just like new bodies of water and figuring it out. Whoa, okay, that's not a good cast, but we'll work it back anyway. You never know.